welcome back to Everything with Eva. My name's Eva Arreguin. I brought with me a beautiful, lovely friend, Carmina. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, hello. My name is Carmina. I go by Mina Del Tex on the internet.
Hey.
You can find me on Instagram, and I also have a YouTube channel. I like to talk about fashion, mostly focused on sustainable fashion, but I also talk about the stuff that we're going to cover today. And just fashion in general, styling. So check it out.
I love it. Thank you for being with me today. I did a little poll on our Patreon, and then I took it to Instagram. And if you don't already, check out De Colores Radio. That is my podcast I've had for over 5 years now. We are a bigger collective, and one of the reasons we came to be was because we actually got connected by the queen herself, Selena. So the founders met via Selena. We did a lot of work with Selena, and she's a big part of De Colores' story. So I had to pay tribute in the best way we knew how, which was a YouTube video.
Of course.
The people, I gave them the option. I said, do y'all want me to review the TV show, which I still have never watched?
I haven't either.
Or do you want me to talk about the queen's fashion? And the people voted on the fashion. So I decided to hit up my favorite fashionista. And we got a little thing together. So we're going to show you some of her best underrated looks, and then of course kind of unpack the most iconic looks. So, are y'all ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
So before we get into the looks, I did want to give a little bit of history. Obviously, I think Selena is iconic for many reasons, but the fact how she dressed, I think, took her to the next level. From the film, you kind of got the story of her like designing a lot of her own clothes, which she did. But I also wanted to share a little bit about how she also had 2 boutiques. One of them was in Corpus Christi, which was her like home. And that was the main like headquarters. It was actually called Selena SZN. And then she had another boutique that was based in San Antonio. So you can see the boutique here. You can actually see Selena here in the store. She also made it a beauty salon, which is iconic, and a nail salon. So it was literally like full-fledged fashionista. And it was the whole look. She gave it to you all. This image I think is iconic. I've never seen this image before looking this up. But this is, I think, one of the openings of the stores. And this, how do you feel about this? You're the blazer queen in my life.
Yes, I love blazers, if y'all couldn't tell. I love it. I'm actually curious. Is that one that she designed? Do you think she
I think it is. I think there is probably a sketch of it. But at this time, so this is like in 94 was when she opened the boutiques, and she was working with a designer named Martin Gomez. So shout out to him. And what they often did, and I think you've even done some history work around this, was really combine the cultural with the popular. So she was very inspired by your like Janet Jacksons or Paula Abdul's, like she mentions in the movie. And at the same time, she was also blending her culture, which is 1, very, very, very Tejana, and 2, obviously Mexican with Spanish roots. So this is obviously just a businesswoman look, and I'm here for it. I love it.
I like the color, and I also like the collar is really playful.
And like, you don't see that. That's still so unique. It's almost like a modern not stewardess. What are they called? Is that what the airplane people are called? Stewards?
No.
What?
Flight attendant?
What am I saying? Stewardess is a word too, I think. I don't know. Let us know below if it's a word. No, just kidding. Unfortunately, in this image, you can also see the devil herself. So we will not be paying that much attention to that. But I can't ignore her there. This look, though, underrated.
Yeah.
Absolutely underrated. Nice. So that was at one of the openings. And so with the history of her fashion, obviously she did design a lot of her work. She did have fashion shows as well, where she was able to have the show showcase, and then also would perform afterwards. So you literally got the full fucking, the full Selena experience. And it was just really, I cannot imagine, like, that is so powerful to have your dreams like fleshed out in that way. And from my understanding, in the TV show, they do allow more of that side of her to marinate, because it was a big part of her dreams.
Yeah, I think I had read somewhere that she, like, aside from music, she also wanted to work in fashion, which explains, like, her boutique and, like, her attention to dressing up. Because I feel like, I mean, when you're a singer or a performer, like, obviously you have to have talent.
Of
and,
course.
you know, she had the dance moves, she had the voice.
She did.
But to, like, round it off completely, I think, like, a good performance looks really well. And I think she was obviously one of the few artists who had, like, that whole
she did it. She had it all. And I think it's fascinating because we've seen it more now recently with a lot of our major icons, like your Beyonce's with Ivy Park, like your Rihanna with the Savage Fenty, you know, lingerie market. And even recently Lizzo has started doing Yitty as a, like, what's it called? Athleisure is what they call it, like shapewear.
Yeah, I was confused.
And so it's really fascinating to see artists go in this route. And so I'm like, this woman was doing this in 94, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
She was designing all her stuff. Let me stop cursing. I'm sorry. She was designing all her own clothes before then, which was like in the 80s. So just to consider that this woman was so ahead of the game, and all the looks are still just as strong, if not stronger than some of the stuff we see nowadays, is incredible. So that's a brief history of the fashion. Unfortunately, the actual boutiques, I think, closed around 99, and then they completely disbanded around 2009. That was in her husband's name. From the history I got on the internet, I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't more of a detailed timeline on the history of her experience with fashion. So I was able to do just a little bit of research, but besides that, that's what I was able to cover, just to give us a little bit of that. Of course, you might know the story of just how the boutiques might have been run or who they were run by, etc. We don't have to get into that. But her power in fashion, I think, is something we all know about, and I'm glad y'all are watching with us today.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump into some fun, iconic looks, underrated looks that you might not know. This one is an honorary mention because it's a very young Selena, and our Carmina accidentally wore something.
A pose like her.
Serving young Selena vibes. So giving a denim fringe, and it's fly.
Yeah.
I've literally never seen this photo.
I haven't either.
I love it. It's a good time. Okay, so we saw our business Selena. Then we're jumping to this one. Tell us what you think about this one. You chose some of these underrated looks, so I'm gonna let Carmina take the mic.
Yeah, okay. So we all know what Selena wore and her classic looks. But I tried to find some looks that weren't as popular. I like this one because I was actually telling Abba, like, everything she's wearing is black, and I love obviously the color black too.
Right.
So I like this pop of color. It looks like she's wearing like little booties, obviously her little mesh tights. And the top this whole look is kind of giving me like Versace vibes. So I really like it.
There's that gold.
Yeah, that gold, and then her earrings.
But she was always down. Every detail from head to toe was thought out.
And I was gonna tell you, I don't know if she had a stylist, because now celebrity, like famous,
of course,
like,
they have to have a stylist.
Like, no shade to Dua Lipa, but you can tell, like, when she first started, like, the style was kind of okay, and then now, like, she has a stylist and she's always looking good.
All right.
So whenever we were looking, or I was looking at these looks, I was like, did she have a stylist, or did she do this on her own? Because I mean, like I said earlier, like, to have the voice, the dance moves, like the talent, even the stage persona, and to have it complete with, like, having the image, the makeup, the hair, and everything.
She had everything and more.
Yeah.
Forgive the puppy. You'll meet Campanita at the end, I'm sure.
We'll put a picture of her.
Yes. This is a fierce look, something people would still wear today. I think right now, currently, we've seen the reemergence of the 90s fashion.
Yeah.
So now more than ever, everything Selena wore, I think be reworn now.
She also wore a lot of classic pieces, or like timeless
staple pieces.
Yeah, like stuff that she wore. Like, if I saw a girl wearing that today, like, it would still look good. And so I think, I don't know how she did it, but she did it where she either, I don't know if this is like something that she designed or that she just wore.
Right.
But I think her style, I think another thing that makes it so iconic is that her stuff was very timeless.
Of course.
So it looked good, but if, like, you see it in years past from back then, you know, it's still
fire.
It's still fire. So
it is.
That's something that not a lot of people understand.
This next look, definitely more rare. Probably not something everybody can wear now.
I mean,
but still very fun.
Can you tell I'm a Dula Peep fan? Because I can see her wearing this.
Yeah.
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion would look cute in this too. Honestly, any of
the pop girls.
Yeah, any of the pop girlies, I can see them wearing this. This is super cute.
I love the color and the velvet. It looks like velvet.
Yeah, it looks like velvet. And I wonder if the bra has like the actual detailing, like, you know, on the... Is there a bra?
No, I'm sorry. I'm doing the movie quote where the man's like, it's a bra!
Sorry. The bustier. I'm sorry.
The bustier.
Don't cancel me, fashion people. But yeah, it looks like if you zoom in, it gets like the texture like actually like
wraps around.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it almost like to me, it kind of even gives like Poison Ivy-esque like superhero or villain kind of vibe. So this one's really fun. I don't think we ever saw her in it, but I think this is one of her pieces from the actual.
I would wear that.
From the actual boutique. So this look very mariachi-esque.
Yeah.
I love it. Classic as well. But you don't see this one as much.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this one as much, and I'm kind of glad I saw it. I don't know how I came across it, but I was like, let me see if she wore something with like mariachi.
Right. I think she played a mariachi in the film she was in that came out the year she passed, which was, I think it's about Don Pablo or something like that. I've never seen it. It has Marlon Brando, Johnny Depp, all these like very big popular American actors. But yeah, so she played a mariachi. She sang with mariachis. The mariachi vibe, I think, was always around. But yeah, this is...
Yeah, I like this too because it reminds me of, there's a designer, I think they're Mexican, the brand or something like that. I'll put the correct thing.
Yeah.
But they take a lot of influence from like the charro or like mariachi style. So this was cool to see that she has this, and I don't know, like playing with like the kind of like Mexican aesthetic or like culture, not cultural, but like like the mariachi aesthetic and making it kind of like fashionable aside from just being like traditional or costume. So I love that she's wearing it. I think she's wearing like boots too. Yeah,
right. Her cowboy boots. Cute. And I think if we were able to do a more intense timeline, I would have loved to see the like growth of her fashion, but obviously we didn't have the time on our hands. Maybe if you make this viral and we can start a career doing this, let's go. But it is really interesting to see how it goes. This, however, is a very staple look for her, which is a kind of bra-ish top, high-waisted but accentuating pant and a boot. She killed it every time, and we ate it right up because she was made for this, right? This is a very staple look for her. I really like this next image because it shows her working on clothing. And funny enough, not only do you see the green dress we talked about just recently, but you also get to see her wearing this one. I'd never seen this image before. This is a piece I've never seen, I don't think.
I haven't seen it.
But it's really beautiful. It's so fun. She knew what areas to accentuate in her body, and she did, which is really beautiful and exciting as well for her, I think, at the time, right? Having grown up kind of religious and you know, kind of getting in trouble for celebrating her body through fashion. This piece is so fun, and I think something still people could wear today.
Yeah, I kind of like it because it's like, you know, she's showing a little bit of fun, a little bit of skin, but she also has like
a little modest.
Yeah, so it's like I love outfits that are kind of like a mixture of like, oh, you get to see something, but then, you know, also a little bit covered.
Right.
So I like this look. It's really cute. I'm just curious, like we don't really get to see what it looks like, so I'm curious if it's like asymmetrical.
Well, and you see fishnet, so it kind of has like something. So it's almost like almost leotard-esque skirt style. I don't really know, but it looks really beautiful. You can see red on her lips. Lipstick on her mic, which was a reoccurring thing for her. This look, underrated, beautiful, and of course her favorite color was purple, so it makes sense that she had that. This is, I think, a higher level of what we just saw. Yeah. But she often played with these looks, and again, she loved a blazer.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing her with like the jackets, like the French jackets. So I love blazers. Obviously, I think I mentioned that earlier. So this one was really nice because she's wearing like a really nice decorated blazer, and then she has the chain belts.
I will say this image looks so edited that it almost feels like a fan made this costume up.
I was gonna say, I was like, is this her for real? But
that's where I wish that with each look we could have put the performance it was for, and for whichever ones we do know, maybe we will put them.
Yeah.
But it, you know, that is a lot of intense research, and for some of them, you just see these images, and I'm like, is this a real one, or is this someone like fanfic created?
I think it was. There was another picture that she was wearing it, and I think they had.
And it had it.
Yeah, and I think
it's beautiful. I love this belt.
Yeah.
And the jacket with the embroidery is stunning.
Yeah, the embroidery, and I like also like the texture of
the bra. It's kind of the swirly thing again.
Yeah, the swirly thing, which also I think during that time, like I think maybe Madonna too was getting,
of course,
you know.
Well, and one of the things I was reading called her Mexican Madonna, right? Mm-hmm. So it was very that, right? It was like 80s, 90s. And she embraced it with the very Mexican influence and South Texas in general, specifically, to then do that. This jacket, so I recently, actually last summer, went with my entire family to the Selena Museum and to Corpus, and we visited. And it was a really beautiful experience because Selena is kind of like a kind of spiritual figure in my life. You can go look up all my work and check it out. I wrote a blog recently. We've had many podcast episodes on her, etc. But I was happy to show my good friend Carmina this jacket because she'd never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I saw it in person, and I was so like shook by it because I'd never seen this image. It is a leather jacket, and around the sleeves it says "Save Our Seas." And I wish I would have taken a picture of the note card, but it basically was describing Selena was very often trying to encourage students to stay in school and trying to do, like, I guess, her form of activism. And so in this case, her jacket would have been considered something like that, which we have seen a lot more of in recent years as more people are starting to become more aware. But I think it's such a stunning jacket. It's black and white checkered leather with gold, what do you call that? Gold, like, buttoning?
Yeah, gold buttons.
And it says "Save Our Seas" around the sleeve. And so
I like the little heart.
The hearts. It's just this, I don't think anybody has really seen unless they were alive and rocking with her at that exact moment. But this one is so fun. And I just wanted to include it because there are, as you'll see here shortly, some looks that are direct images I took in the museum. So if you ever want to go visit the museum, I definitely recommend it. All Selena stands. Gotta go to Corpus and do the Selena tour. It is really exciting. And like, if you're a stan, of course. If you don't care, you're gonna be like, whatever. Yeah. But it is beautiful, it is fun. And she paired this with, and as you can see in the image here, the little bustier. This bustier is one of the most famous bustiers. We'll talk about it more later. We're gonna keep moving to some of the underrated looks. Had you ever seen the swimsuit look though? Because I lived for that when I first saw it. I think it was Tumblr back in the day, you know, high school, college era Tumblr. And I was like, damn, she was really a baddie.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a random magazine that I found in my closet at my mom's house, and I think it has a picture of that.
Like from back in the day.
Yeah, I should have brought it.
You should have.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, when I saw this too, I was like, because, you know, I'm used to seeing with the pants and the other outfits. So when I saw this picture, I can't remember it, but it was, I mean, I have seen this outfit or this look.
And I actually
would
even like, and hopefully maybe we can insert a clip, maybe we won't, but there's a clip you can find on YouTube where she's talking about the boutique. She had just had the fashion show and someone's interviewing her and she says something along the lines of like, I want everything to be sexy. And she's talking about her clothing. And I'm like, that's amazing, right? She embraced that side of herself as well. I'm sure people will be like, girl, you really love her. I know I do. But I'm like, because we didn't get to know her that well, I do think it's fun that she knew exactly what she wanted to do, how she was, and how she came off. And she embraced it. And so even the swimsuit, cute, and it still has her gold, it has her purple, and it's very her with a nice mesh top. People would still slay in this today, I think.
Yeah, they definitely would.
I think that's why maybe I get so excited with someone like Megan Thee Stallion, because she also is very proud of her roots and embraces every curve in her body.
Yeah.
So this is just another quick pick. You've maybe seen some of these outfits. I really feel like these are super underrated as well. I don't think there's a lot of major picks with her, but if you zoom in, you can kind of see her wearing them. Nice. And some of these, she did love a leather jacket. She was a leather girl.
She was a leather girl.
A leather mommy, if you will.
Texas weather, yeah.
That's true for Texas weather.
Yeah, because I think that's like one of the reasons why I haven't really bought one.
Right.
It never gets cold.
Oh,
here.
I have bought leather jackets many times in my dark days, but I definitely think a leather jacket is always
Yeah.
a good quality one will do you right. But as you can see, there's definitely some iconic imagery. And then you see the outfit and you're like, damn, that looks different than what I remembered. But these are all, this far left one is definitely one of her iconic images. Yeah. Which then takes us to the top iconic looks of Selena. I hope you like some of the underrated ones. I know I enjoy it, and anytime I see a new photo of her, I get so excited.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god.
Because I'm like, wow, look at what she was doing. That's fire. Yeah. So as we near the close, we wanted to talk iconic looks.
Iconic.
Do you want to share anything about what you believe her influence on fashion has been?
Like her influence. What do you mean?
Just in general, like, what do you think of her? What do you think of Selena in fashion in general?
I think she was. So I've thought about this before, and this is something that I also want to cover in my YouTube channel. But when you think of fashion, you don't think Mexico, you don't think Texas, you don't think Mexican American artists or celebrities. You think of, New York, you think of LA, obviously Europe, and Paris. Other celebrities like Madonna, Lady Gaga, and like, the younger generation now.
And it's very like Eurocentric.
Right. And so you don't really, because and this is something that another like publication that I follow had mentioned, like when people think of fashion, like a lot of Mexicans didn't really have icons. It was just like,
Maria Felix.
Well, she was one of like the...
But it was like the very, almost kind of stereotypical Mexican too.
Yeah.
It was your charros, you're this, you're that, and that was like it.
Yeah, she was kind of like, older than Selena, so like this was like something new.
Okay, more modern.
So yeah, she was more modern, and so I think it was, like it's nice to know that we have someone that was not just into fashion, but she also designed her stuff, and like I mentioned earlier, and you mentioned it too, like she knew what she liked, and I feel like nowadays some people don't know what they like.
She was innovative. She was really a brilliant creator from the root.
Yeah, and like even if you look at the red carpet looks that she has, like she always looks good, and like some celebrities nowadays, like you're like, why are you wearing that? Like that doesn't fit your personality. And like she knew what she liked, and I don't know, she always looked really good, and I feel like she never tried to be someone else that she wasn't.
Yeah, she was true to her artistry.
True to her artistry.
One of the looks we didn't talk about, but it is iconic, is the cow looks. I think the cow print looks are something that really still are very directed with or connected to her. Yeah. So that's one that we can, of course, start with here, show you all. Everybody knows this. We know this as Selena, and I think now we've seen like different animal prints get more popular in more recent years, but she's been doing it, you know? So I definitely think that's one to start with. One of the next ones we wanted to jump onto was definitely for one of her album covers. You all know it. It was what we just recently mentioned, which is the leather jacket and the ruffle front. You also saw it in the movie during the scene where she's going to Monterrey, which reminds me that the third Selena Etc. boutique was supposed to be in Monterrey before she passed. So she kind of knew her spots, her areas, and she was trying to branch out international in that area as well. But this is quintessential Selena to me. Yeah. Because you got your strong red lip, your hair down, you got your bangs, and you got an attitude, honey. And I live for it. Something I also adore about her, she always had her nails.
I was gonna say her nails.
They were done. They were fierce, and just every detail. Yeah. You can see this actually in the museum again, and it's obviously a little bit not older now, but I don't know how to describe it. It's aged, so it's not. It doesn't have the same fluff. It started to brown. The white turns a little bit more brown, I guess. But it's still pretty. It was pretty dope.
Oh, so she was wearing it with a skirt. Is that a skirt?
Let me see.
I'm trying to figure.
No, that's my reflection.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
I'm like, oh my god, that skirt.
No, that's me. That's my shirt. I think they were just pants, the high-waisted pants again, the shirt. And of course, your gold, what they call them, embellishing. Yeah. But yes, this is one of the quintessential looks. This outfit, this other iconic outfit, again, your go-to, what do they call it? Like, not, it's actually very, what is it called when they're, oh God, I'm not gonna get stick. No, it's just these outfits that coordinated look now that
monochromatic.
Yes, and just the like fit suits, which is kind of, I think we've seen more of an influx of that in the last couple years. But she always had it. And this one, my favorite part about this is the beading on the boot.
I was about to say.
Oh, it's stunning. It is so stunning.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Beyonce at Coachella, because the detail down to the foot was really beautiful. All white, the belt all white.
It was good, yeah.
So good. This one, also saw it in the museum. I'm telling y'all, if you are a fashion queen and you love Selena, you gotta go check it out. Sponsor me, Q Productions. No, I'm just kidding. But look, you can even see the beading there.
Yeah.
And but you also see how tiny her waist was. So it's definitely amazing to see them in person when you see a person usually filling those outfits out with their body. This is, there are just so many iconic looks.
Yeah.
But we do have to start wrapping, so we're gonna show you the last few. This one specifically was when she won the Grammy, the 1994 Grammy, for Best Mexican American Album. Just really a unique dress. I've never seen anything like it. And as you can see here, this is the in-person of that. But you have a beaded gown to the toe, and then a collar that wraps around that is silver to the point that it looks like it's like shining in your face. Classic 90s updo with your little curl out, strong earring, and a bold red lip touched with her red nails. Which of course the Grammy only made look so much better. Any thoughts here? Are you a gown girl?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, this is like another example of like how even when she's wearing something that's not what she usually wears, like she still knows what looks good on her.
Right.
And it just looks good, like even with the updo, because that's something like we're used to saying, well, in most of the looks she's wearing it down.
Of course.
So, I mean, and the lip and the nails coordinated, it just looks really good. So, I love it.
Next up, the Boosty Gaga I was talking about. She apparently, the story is that she ran out of the jewels. She was making this one herself. And that is why there's a special unique design. I think this is even the one that they have at Madame Tussauds Palace of Wax. With her, my favorite part about this look is this belt. I think it's so iconic, so strong, so bold.
Now my favorite part is the bustier.
Yeah, because
she ran out of jewels, and she's still like, we're gonna make it work.
She made it work, and so that is the story of that infamous Boosty Gaga. She always had your hoops, of course, and of course everybody's favorite, everybody's costume. That's what I'm wearing today as an homage to the Queen. Is the purple jumper?
Yeah, Astrodome thing.
Yeah, the Astrodome at her final publicly recorded, televised concert, her last concert prior to her passing. I have no complaints. I love when she takes the little, what does they call it? They call it, it's like, they often, but they often call it like bolero style.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that is often
I love that because like, it was like, because I remember I saw that
the baby made it.
A Selena fan?
A Selena fan.
I like it because like it's a really simple and easy way to give like change into another look so easily, like without
during the show.
Like
she didn't leave. You know, she didn't have a costume change.
Yeah, costume change where you have to like dim the lights and have your backup dancers doing it. It's just like bloop, here I go.
Let me show y'all.
Yeah, so I love that. I feel like.
And she embraced the body, yaddy. One of the other, I think, top iconic looks, this is the peak one, but the other one that I really like is the red one with the crisscross.
Oh yeah, that
Fierce.
was really nice.
That one also deserves a special
How did they
mention.
make that?
This is the outfit in person at the museum, and you can even see the silver boots that she rocked with that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what she wore.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she color coordinated everything, and you can even see this iconic dress again to the side. There's so many iconic dresses. We can say iconic. We probably, if you drink every time I said iconic, you would be gone. But Selena was always the queen of the looks.
She was
and she
really,
deserves the praise.
Yeah.
Which takes us to our final looks, our favorite looks.
Okay. I think this is like a lot of people's favorite.
I think it became, because I've always low key been like a little. She's like,
I
you
know.
can come to me, mama. Oh shit! I like punch her in the face. But I was like, I've always been like, I don't want to like the thing everybody likes.
I know.
So I didn't pick any of those final iconic ones as my fave, but when I realized, I tried to recreate it myself. It was impossible. Whoever made this deserves all the praise in the world. The mirror look, which came both in shirt style and dress style.
I shook.
And the whole look, this updo, so clean, so smooth. Red lips, nails did, hoops. This is my favorite look.
Yeah, it's my favorite look too.
We both decided this is our favorite look. So again, this is the dress version. She wore it with a black long sleeve underneath and her hair kind of done up. Halfway up, halfway down.
So this is the top.
This is the shirt look, and then
Okay.
she's also, my favorite part also of this look is she in the shirt one, I think. Oh, you can see it in here.
The heel.
She's wearing a stripper heel.
Yes, I love that.
And
I saw that.
It's a clear, tall ass.
That's the magazine that I told you I have. It has this
Yeah,
one.
no.
And I was
So
like,
she
yes,
did that.
is.
She did that. So
Wow.
that concludes our Selena fashions, our little history. Come here, mama. I'll hold you. And hopefully you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell us what your favorite look was. I absolutely am glad we do this because I know that you and I both we take our attire seriously, and there's a lot of power in fashion.
Yeah, I feel like she could have been like a good Versace girl, because Donatella, she likes to work with like
and those gold dresses she was designing.
Yeah, so I'm like, I feel like Selena and Versace would have been amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like that's kind of like what would fit her. I feel like even her and Donatella would have gotten along because she loves the
divas. She loves the divas. It's true.
So
well, thank you, Carmina, for doing this with me today. Thank you, Campanita, for keeping us entertained.
Yeah.
Hopefully you learned something out of this, or gained something out of this, or just enjoyed it because you love Selena like we do. So that concludes Selena season for me. I'm excited that we were able to do this, and please make sure to follow and check out Carmina's work. Where should they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Mina Del Tex.
Period.
Like my Instagram and subscribe and hit the notification bell to my YouTube and to this YouTube channel.
Hello, because she's really an OG YouTube queen and I'm still new here.
Yeah.
But make sure you follow at Eva Arreguin and follow at De Colores Co. And thank you for watching. We love you. Selena forever. Bye.